gonna get you by the goosebumps, goosebumps. Gotta get you by the goosebumps, gotcha. They're gonna get you by the goosebumps, goosebumps.
Hello and welcome to Drunken Book Club, an official, unofficial Goosebumps podcast. I'm your host, Christopher the Rupel, and I did not try 3 times to say that. Only people who pay $1 on Patreon will ever know about that. I'm Christopher the Rupel. Hi, how's it going? And joining me today is...
Sam, and I get to hear that for free.
Yeah. Because they're technically an admin.
I mean, that too, but it's also the,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, true.
You can't make me not forget it.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, he'll just naturally forget it.
I mean, that's a different thing, though.
On this week on the podcast, we read Beware the Snowman to kind of celebrate the winter months coming up. I mean, when this episode... We're recording this in November, because obviously we record these early, but we're releasing this in December, and I feel like this is a good December book. It's nice and cold, it's chilly, there's snow everywhere, just like how Tucson, Arizona is every day.
It's coated in snow.
It's coated in white snow. Yeah. So Sam, before we get too far into the actual book itself, what were your first impressions? What did you think Beware the Snowman was going to be about? Because, this is not one of the ones that I feel like a lot of people go, oh, this is a top tier Goosebumps. This is one that I love. It doesn't even have a TV show episode, which, in all honesty, I don't think it could have at least with the budget they had then. TV show episode. I think nowadays they could definitely adapt it, but
yeah, back then I don't think they could have.
No. So what did you think Beware the Snowman would be?
I thought it was going to be like a killer snowman thing.
Fair enough, I was going to say.
I was going to say, I don't have anything else to go off of, and I've never... Again, I don't know it from any other story.
Yeah, fair enough. I was about to say, it's kind of a snowman story. What are you going to expect from it? Killer, duh. But how wrong Sam would be. And before we go any further, hey, this is the first time we actually pre-gamed, or at least I pre-gamed, if you can't tell from the tone of my voice and how drunk I am right now. That's good liquor. This week I made hot cocoa by oven. Yeah. Ooh. I did not we do have a preferred brand when it comes to instant one. Land O'Lakes, pick it up. It's really good. You can buy them in singles or in big old packs. They have a bunch of different flavors. Really good. That's the best instant hot cocoa, but this time around I made it from, scratch. Oh yeah, it's scratch technically.
Because you made it with cocoa powder.
Yeah, I did cocoa powder, sugar. It's the instructions on the Hershey's box. Just go off of that. Get all your stuff you need. It's delicious. But if you want to make it a little harder and have a good time, I recommend creamy peanut butter whiskey. That will go down smooth with it. Doesn't take away too much flavor from the chocolate, but adds a nice cream, a little extra cream in there because it's already got milk in there. It's already got warmed up milk. It's delicious. But also any chocolate liqueur or chocolate vodka works, and vanilla vodka as well. I'm currently nursing one that has chocolate vodka and vanilla vodka. Not as good as the one with chocolate liqueur and peanut butter creamy whiskey, but hey, I'm still having a good time and I'm pretty buzzed.
I did not have any, partially because I'm getting over a cold and I didn't want to.
Which I gave.
Sharing isn't always caring, Chris.
You shouldn't have slept in the bed with me the day I found out I got sick.
You mean the night before?
Yes.
Because once you found out you were sick, you tend to sleep on the couch.
I did sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get into this cover that does not have any bears. This book is lacking in bears. I'm just going to say
it's an Antarctic cover?
Yeah, it's a very Antarctic cover. Technically, it's an Arctic cover. It's not even an Antarctic cover.
But there's no bears. I can see you, thinking about throwing...
No. I'm going to take away your hot cocoa. You didn't earn it. You've not earned this cocoa that I made from scratch. It's mine. I want all those marshmallows back that I paid good money for. You're just drinking it faster now, aren't you? Just to spite me. I want my marshmallows back. And only the marshmallows.
Oh, I just remembered. Oh.
So, the cover. That one kid from the Campbell's soup commercial is on this cover, and he's pissed off because his mom won't let him eat anything but soup. Also, for some reason, the snowman on this cover has a scar. Instead of patching it up with snow, he just leaves it like that because he thinks he looks really badass with that scar. But in all honesty, this cover is just literally a angry snowman with his arms up being like, what the fuck? And he's got a scar for some reason, which I think is the dumbest thing for a snowman to have.
Yeah.
I guess, you know what? R.L. Stein probably was like, he saw his son make a snowman. He was like, "Oh, good job." And then, like, he was like, "Hey, catch, son." And he threw a frisbee at it, and it indented. His son was like, "Why would you do that? I'm never reading your books ever, even though I was never reading them before." And he's like, "I'm inspired. The snowman has a scar. This is cool." That's what inspired Stein.
That's what inspired him?
I mean, I got Jack and shit in that section, but we'll get there eventually. Time to get into this story, baby. Jaclyn DeForest. Thank God she's not a mountain. I don't know what I'm getting at. Lives with her Aunt Greta. Jacqueline's mother died when she was young, and she never knew her father because he disappeared when she was born. While moving to their new house... Actually, I thought they didn't know her after she was, like, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an inconsistency thing. No, because, like... No, in the book it says, like, she never knew her father.
Yeah.
And then later it comes out specifically the age of 2 for some reason.
Okay.
So to be fair...
R.L. Stein fix it.
Yeah. And so to be fair,
whoever wrote this book, fix it. Because I don't think it was an R.L. Stein one.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
While moving to their new house in Sherpia, a small village on the edge of the Arctic Circle, Jaclyn remembers a poem that her mother used to read to her. When the snows blow wild and the day grows old, beware the snowman, my child, beware the snowman, he brings the cold. Yeah, the cold shoulder, because he's a bitch. Heyo! When Jaclyn arrives at her new house, she sees a snowman standing in her yard. Jaclyn and Aunt Greta unpack. Also, this first bad jump scare of, oh my god, its head moved. No, it just fell.
No, that's a little later.
I thought it happened twice.
I don't remember.
Like, I thought the first jump scare was, like, something stupid, like, did that snowman move? Oh, no, it just was the wind blowing.
Yeah, it was something like that, though. It was still dumb of, like, the, is
yeah.
that? And it's like...
Yeah, Jaclyn might be the dumbest Goosebump kid, but we'll get to there. We'll get even more into her stupidity. After they're finished unpacking, Jaclyn goes... Actually, no, she didn't even help unpack. Spongy fix it.
Well, she's like, "Can I help?" And then Aunt's like, "No, fuck off. I'm dealing with kitchen shit."
Yeah, Aunt's like, "No, you're just gonna get in the way. Get out of my house, you little shit." Which, hey, fairness, Jaclyn probably would have fell on something and been like, "Huh, how'd that happen?
How'd I get the blender in my eye?"
Jaclyn, quote unquote, helps unpack.
I'm helping.
Jaclyn goes exploring. She meets a local boy named Eli and his sister Rolanda. Rusconda forever. Both of whom seem nice.
I feel like we should explain that.
No, people know what Rusconda forever is now, and if
no,
they
more
don't...
like why we were associated with that.
Well, okay, Sam was listening to the audiobook out loud today while I was reading comics, and for the love of God, I thought the person who was reading it said Ruthconda.
Because I did get one from YouTube, and the person is doing their best. Like,
yeah, they're doing their best. They're an amateur.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're definitely not like a pro at this.
Yeah, I was about to say they did their best that they could, and you know what? Thank you for doing all you could.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was about to say thank you for not doing AI bullshit.
Yes,
but she did flub up a couple times, which was pretty funny though.
I was gonna say, like, you could have edited those out.
I know, right?
Like,
yeah, it's too hard to edit. Both of them seem nice. Thank you, Goosebumps Wiki, for telling me they seem nice. I think she actually does say that, actually, in the book, so never mind.
But it's just kind of like, yeah, that just seems like very an aunt thing to say.
Oh, they're nice. When Jaclyn expresses a desire to climb one of the nearby mountains, the siblings become distressed, warning her not to go near the mountains. Eli and Rolanda leave shortly thereafter. Jaclyn finds that there are many near-identical snowmen scattered around the village. Made curious by the siblings' warnings, Jaclyn begins walking along the road up the mountain. Jaclyn sees a cabin and knocks on the door to see if anyone's home, but it slowly swings open. She looks inside to see if anyone's there, but she is tackled by a ferocious wolf. The wolf named Wolfbane is called off by an intimidating man with a bushy white beard.
Scared, Jaclyn runs off for the top of the mountain. The man tries to stop her and tells her to beware the snowman. Jaclyn is then chased to the bottom of the mountain by Wolfbane. On her way home, Jaclyn is greeted by Rolanda. The two girls talk, and Rolanda reveals that an old man on the mountain is named Conrad. Rolanda mentions a snowman at the top of the mountain, but she refuses to say more.
I won't say anything else.
When Jaclyn goes home, she asks her aunt about the snowman. Her aunt seems very nervous at first, but quickly dismisses the snowman as just a superstition. That night, Jaclyn sneaks outside. She feels like she's being chased, so she goes back in. When she lies down, she hears a whispered voice warning her about the snowman.
I like that it leaves out the fact that she locked herself out.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. It left out a lot because it was her aunt finds her trying to find that, like, the poetry book to find out what the rest of the poem is.
Well, like, she sneaks out, she goes back and realizes she's locked out.
Yeah.
Sneaks in through the window. Then instead of going to sleep, she's like, I'm gonna look for the poetry book.
Yeah.
And then the aunt wakes up and is like, what the fuck?
The fuck you doing? But I feel like that's important for her to be like, hey, I'm trying to find this book, because later on in the story she does go, hey, I found the book, later on shit.
Yeah, it was a setup and payoff kind of thing. Like, I'm not dissing that, I'm just saying they did miss it.
Yeah, I know. The wiki missed it. Spongy fix it.
And it was also a weird thing of just the, like,
yeah,
I know it's the dead of night.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna search through all the books.
Right.
The next day, Aunt Greta assures Jaclyn that the whispers were just a dream. Jaclyn goes outside and gets caught in a snowstorm.
No, Jaclyn foes outside. Spongy fix it. Spongy gicks it.
But is found by Rolanda. The kids head inside of a local church. Rolanda begins explaining the backstory of the snowman. Many years ago, a male and a female sorcerer lived in their village. The sorcerers brought a snowman to life, but they lost control of the creature. The snowman tried to destroy the town.
It's just a really bad Frozen fanfic. Like, Elsa gets a boyfriend. Hashtag Elsa needs a boyfriend, not a girlfriend. Hashtag Disney. Hashtag straight people are dumb.
Snowman tried to destroy the town. The village residents rally together to chase the snowman to the top of the mountain. Now, all of the residents build a snowman in hopes of pacifying the evil snowman.
Jaclyn is skeptical of the story, much like the audience. Jaclyn walks Rolanda home, and after Rolanda is inside, Eli approaches Jaclyn and tells her that he saw the snowman.
I saw the snowman, and it smiled at me.
Yeah, thank you, Ralph. That was my joke, and you took it.
Yes, I did.
Jaclyn goes home. While looking for her aunt, she finds a cold puddle on the floor, which leads us to nothing. Aunt Greta returns home, and Jaclyn tells her she was worried that a snowman had broken in.
Sorry, just imagine a snowman, like, picking a lock and, like, scooting inside.
Hey. It happened. Jack Frost, 1998. The one with the not killer snowman. The one with the creepy snowman.
They're both creepy.
The one with the not rapey creepy one.
Okay, fair.
But looks like he could.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like...
Aunt Greta reassures Jaclyn that the snowman is only superstition. The next day, Jaclyn goes outside and meets Eli and Rolanda. Jaclyn tells them that she wants to go to the cave at the top of the mountain. The siblings refuse to go, but they agree to distract Conrad for a long enough time to allow Jaclyn to get up to the cave.
Also, this mountain can't be that big.
It's a fucking hill. That's all it is.
I feel like a mountain is bigger.
Yeah.
Considering they'll be like, oh, we're gonna go up the mountain, and they're like, there and back within a day easy.
Yeah, they're there and back within an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, this is a hill. This is going up the hill backwards.
We're going up the mountain.
Eli and Rolanda talk to Conrad, which gives Jaclyn time to climb the mountain. From the mouth of the cave, Jaclyn sees the snowman. The snowman demands to know who the girl is, and she replies honestly. Upon hearing her name, the snowman says that he's her father.
What kind of Darth Vader? Yeah, I was gonna say. What kind of Darth Vader shit?
That's impossible! Actually, no, saying no that long is actually episode 3, so I can't even do that. Even though the snowman does let out a long no. Did George Lucas read this and go, I like this, I'm gonna use it now.
Mom must have fucked a snowman.
I am George Lucas, and you have to add a lot of chin to be a George Lucas.
There's probably a lot of jowls.
It's a lot of jowls, you see. Yes, just like this. But you gotta look up at it while you're at it,
While R.L. Stine is more like, I killed them all. The snowman tells Jaclyn that her aunt is a sorceress and cursed him to stay in the cave. Since the spell only lasts 10 years, Aunt Greta had to return to Sharpia to renew the spell. The snowman says that the key to his freedom is clued in the second verse of the poem that her mother used to read to her.
Aunt Greta suddenly appears and tells Jaclyn she had been the one whispering warnings to the girl. She knew about the snowman the whole time, and she says that the snowman is not Jaclyn's father.
Your mother fucked a snowman.
The sorcerer and sorceress from Rolanda's tale were Jaclyn's real parents. Aunt Greta has a copy of the full poem that her mother used to read, and she tries to throw the piece of paper off the cliff. But Jaclyn catches the paper. It's even dumber than that, though.
No, it fucking flies back to her. It goes...
Well, she's like, no, I'm gonna lose it, it's gonna fall down, and then it, like, drifts back up, just like, hey, just kidding, here you go.
It fucking Disney fucking updraft backs to her.
Yeah, exactly. It's so dumb. Jaclyn managed to see the full poem before Aunt can take it. Jaclyn recites the missing verse. When the snow melts and the warm sun is with thee, beware the snowman, for the snowman shall go free!
Yay!
The snowman begins melting, revealing a monster underneath.
Boo!
The snowman grabs Aunt Greta and Jaclyn and almost throws them off the mountain. The monster drops the two humans when he sees an army of snowmen marching towards him. The snowmen collectively crush the monster.
Hey, they just smothered the bitch.
Yeah, they just push him into ice. They're just like...
Yeah.
Okay.
They fucking, what's it called? Indian chief at the end of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest them, and their bodies are the pillows. And he's Jack Nicholson. That just ruined the ending of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for everybody. You should have watched it back in 1977.
When asked by Jaclyn, Aunt Greta cannot explain what caused the snowman to march up the mountain. Unexpectedly, Conrad appears and reveals that he had brought the snowman to life, and that he was the sorcerer in the old story, and he is Jaclyn's father. According to
Did you see that one coming, Sam?
You know, like, especially once it's like, he's not the father, he's, like, the sorcerer is your father, and again, I was already like, I remember telling you, like, Conrad's a sorcerer, just fucking watch.
Yeah. But you believe the snowman was the dad.
For a second.
That's how long it lasted. So you believed it the whole time.
Not really the whole time. Like, I was like, no, something's wrong considering we still got like 3 more chapters.
Yeah, I patted it. I mean, you clearly saw.
According to Conrad, Eli and Rolanda had warned him that Jaclyn was going up to the cave. Conrad says that he stayed in Sherpia because he felt a responsibility to protect the town from the monster that he had helped create, but he also felt horrible about leaving Jaclyn.
The group begins to leave the mountain, but before they can, they are surrounded by the snowmen that Conrad brought to life. One snowman walks forward and asks if they can head back down to the village, as it is cold on the mountain. The end. That was a terrible fucking ending. I hate that ending so goddamn much.
Can we go back down now? It's cold.
No, suffer.
What almost like your snowmen.
Yeah.
Why is it too cold for snowmen?
Because they're stupid. This book is stupid. This book is filled with so many inconsistencies and plot holes and stupidity. It lacks a, je ne sais quoi.
Competence.
See. So Sam, do you have any notes for this one? Do you have anything to say that we didn't say during our read-through?
So I was trying to figure out where they could have been for a name like Sherpia.
Ooh, we will get into there. We can go over my notes on that one together.
Because I was like, that's a weird name. Like that's not.
I got a lot of notes on that. Fucking hell! The first chapter ends in a fucking fake out scare. That isn't even scary. That is my first note. My first note is literally complaining. Holy shit! Fake out scare immediately. Alright, Sam, do you remember any of the pop culture references?
I remember the Bulls.
Okay, the Bulls were mentioned. Chicago Bulls were mentioned. Jeep was mentioned. And Jell-O. Those were the 3 big ones for this episode.
Okay.
And, speaking of Bulls, so our main character came from Chicago. She and her aunt moved to Sherpia from Chicago. So that means she's missing out on the 96 through 97 Chicago Bulls. And this is prime Bulls time, Sam, because this is a championship season right here. From 96 to 97, they won that championship game. They won everything. They're like, we're so badass. Can you name any of those people who were in that game, Sam?
No, because I was like 4 to 5 at the time.
How do you not know Michael Sociopath Jordan? He's in there. Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, and the list goes on.
Goddamn.
Yeah, those are names you recognize.
Yes.
Like 3 of them.
The ones like Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen.
Yes. This is why I was so, I was like, oh, I can't wait to have Juan and we so we can talk a little basketball here. But, nope, they're not here. I'm stuck with the one person who, on the podcast, who doesn't pay attention to any sports.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't really pay attention to many sports either.
And also, we're in a college town.
Yeah, we are.
And I get burnt out on sports because it becomes, for half the year, that is the town's personality.
Yeah.
Is the fucking Wildcats.
Who are we? The Wildcats! Who are we gonna beat? The Wildcats! There's my Simpsons joke. Alright, Sam, so going over Sherpia, where could it be? Where did you think Sherpia was?
So, said Arctic Circle, so that narrows down some options already.
Obviously.
So
can you name the, like, I believe it's 8 countries that are in the Arctic Circle?
So Canada.
Yep.
There's the bit of Alaska, technically.
There's a lot of Alaska, actually. Yeah. There's actually about a third of Alaska is in the Arctic Circle.
So she could still be in the States if she's in Alaska.
Yes.
There's Russia.
Yep.
And is it Finland?
Norway, and Sweden. All 3 of them are in there.
And then...
There's one more.
Is Greenland?
Half of Greenland is in the Arctic Circle.
Because Greenland is filled with ice.
Yes.
Iceland is green.
Yes. Even though it still has ice, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's also still cold. Okay. I wouldn't call it exactly balmy.
But yeah, those are the countries she could be. So, going off of that, I went off of which one of these countries speak English, though. Majority English. Obviously, Alaska and Canada are your 2 biggest ones there. Greenland, it's one of their top 3 languages, but I would say probably not Greenland. Because I believe most of their population's in the south.
Which makes sense considering.
Yeah, and I don't think she'd move to Russia or the other 3 Scandinavian countries.
Well, again, English would not be their first languages.
Yes. But I'm thinking Canada for one big reason. Do you remember what Conrad was wearing in his introduction chapter?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
One Canadian tuxedo. He was dressed in all denim.
Canada, probably.
Canada or Alaska, because Alaskans wear all denim as well.
She's just in the Great North now.
I did imagine him with the voice of oh my god, why am I forgetting his name?
Nick Offerman.
Yeah, Nick Offerman. He doesn't speak that much. He's bearded, hangs out with a wolf. A wolf, Tobin? Come on. It's right there. But yeah, I'm thinking Canada or Alaska for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were my thoughts. And here's my final note, and Sam can easily bounce off of me on this one. Jaclyn may be the dumbest goose kid. She locks herself out of her own fucking house, and she believes that the monster over her own fucking aunt who's been raising her whole life.
Yeah.
And she does so much. She falls for so many dumb things. Like, so much stupid shit. Jaclyn is so dumb.
I'd say the only contender we've had so far is Sam.
Yeah, Samantha Bird from Be Careful What You Wish For. I think Jaclyn's dumber.
Yeah, no, I agree.
At least Sam tried to, at least she undid her wishes.
Yeah.
Even if she did it in the most dumb way possible. She at least did that versus, I believe the snowman over the woman who raised me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I can agree.
Like,
they're both dumb, but Jaclyn...
And
I'm also, like, the fact that she, like, Aunt Greta was, like, surprised and concerned that she walked around, like, she went out exploring at night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bitch, you lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
You lived in a major city. You do not go out on your own as a child at night.
There's fucking polar bears now.
Like, you do not fucking
Rogue Walrus comes out and gets you.
Yeah.
The amazing inland walrus. Be careful.
It's just Jamie Heineman.
I enjoy seeing Adam in pain.
That wasn't Adam that you killed, Jamie. That was a child.
He has the mind of a child. It's okay. It's the same thing as killing Adam. I enjoy seeing people in pain, especially children named Adam. I will wring his neck. I will force the life out of his eyes.
But
and
yeah,
the fact that
you
didn't let me finish, and you just want to speak over me on that one. But she did a lot of dumb stuff. What you were saying?
But yeah, the fact that like she believes the snowman, and also when Greta comes up and is like, "No, I'm not a sorcerer," and she's like, "You're lying." It's like,
what magic have I done to show you this?
Yeah,
like so dumb. So fucking dumb. She's unbelievably dumb. And also, let's go over some of these plot holes. I like that Aunt Greta doesn't fucking try to look for Dad at all. Yeah. Like, she's just like, he must be dead and fucked off or whatever. Like
they go to the town to try to find him, but she doesn't really look. She's just like...
Yeah, she's just like, I'm gonna unpack first, versus, hey, do you guys know this guy named Conrad? Because he's not hiding his name at all, and his name is Conrad.
There can't be that many Conrad. Watch, the town is just full of Conrads.
It's a very popular name.
Are you looking for Conrad C? Conrad H?
Yeah, they're really into the name Conrad this year. Fuck.
She's going door to door.
Is your name Conrad?
Yes, my name's Conrad.
Fuck.
Conrad D? No. Sorry. And then just goes next door.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like a really inconsistent book in general. Like, I don't know, there's so much going on, yet so little going on with this one. Like, they're like, hey, we've got this whole snowman situation. Like, I don't know, it feels like all over the place, but not like, but yet not all over the place. Does that make sense?
Well, and like one thing that confused me is when they talked about like the tale of the snowman at first.
Yeah,
I was under the impression that it was like decades or hundreds of years ago, like one of those things.
yeah.
That...
No, it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're all little children. You literally were probably born by the same fucking milkmaid or whatever they're called. Nurse person.
Midwife?
Midwife, thank you. Yes, tit nurse.
That's a wet nurse is what you're thinking of.
Ah. Midwife, wet nurse. It's the same person in the town.
I mean, yeah, in a small town that could be the same person.
Thank you, big boob lady. Ah, it was Alaska. Clap for Alaska, Sam. Which way is Springfield? Did she? Yeah, she did swing her boobs in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she did. I remember that because she just
you were aspiring to be her.
one day.
Sorry. I just want to talk about the Simpsons movie now. It's a great fucking movie. But no, I really do think this one has a lot of problems.
Well, like the wet puddle, and then it's like, oh, it's probably
It
just...
drops so much shit too. Yeah, it's like that. Her trying to find. I love that she's just like, oh, I forgot to look for the book during the day after I help Aunt Greta fucking unpack.
Yeah.
You know, I don't go and look for this now. Like that. This is such a short book too. It's only 113 pages long. Yet they drop her trying to find the book. She's just like, oh, whatever. Meh.
Can't find it right off the top, so I'm just gonna give up.
Yeah. Like,
I'm just
goddamn.
gonna climb up the mountain now.
Jaclyn's dumb. All right. Do you have any other notes?
Not really.
All right. Let's get into what inspired the Stein. Sam, what do you think inspired R.L. Stein in this book?
Some kid made a really creepy snowman one year, and he's like, I'm gonna write a story about it.
I think that would be a good story. Yes. Fix it, Spongy.
That's my guess.
Yeah, I got nothing in all honesty. I know R.L. wrote a Snowman YA novel book, but it was like about a murderer and not about a murderous snowman. And maybe he was inspired by Frosty the Snowman and wanted to make a grimdark version of it, like all the lame public domain horror movies of the day. You know?
Yeah.
That's like all I really got. This came out before both Jack Frost movies, so I can't go off of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not even like that he watched Jack Frost and he's like, this would be a good story.
You know what? No. He watched Empire Strikes Back because he did do the whole I Am Your Father, which is from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
How does Empire Strikes Back start, Sam?
Sorry, my brain is like...
Empire Strikes Back starts on the ice planet of Hoth. He was inspired by the Wampa. And there's your ice monster. There's your giant monster right there.
There.
Bam.
He just watched a Star Wars marathon and was like...
No, he just watched Empire Strikes Back. He was just like, I like this one. But only watched, like, he watched he only watched the beginning. He fell asleep midway through because he's an old man. He needed to take a nap. He needed to take a dad nap. And then woke up when Luke was like, when Darth was like, no, I'm your father. Alrighty, time for the random question section. Sam, you got any questions?
I already kind of asked mine of the who's dumber.
Yeah.
And we answered that.
Yep.
Jaclyn is dumber.
Fair enough. Have you ever built a snowman?
Yes, once.
Yeah, so have I. When did you do it?
One of the few times we actually had snowed down here.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I want to say it was middle school.
I
remember. It was like me and the
remember-
other neighbor kids.
So that would have been... No, we didn't have snow in middle school.
Like my 8th grade, I think.
No, it would have been your freshman year. Because it was my sophomore year that the snow happened.
No, I remember it was middle school because it was Utterback.
No, you're right. It was freshman year. Because I remember... what's it called? I remember staying home and playing Mario Baseball. That's the only reason I remember. I didn't have a Wii yet.
I remember because the buses wouldn't run.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents are like, we're not fucking driving you.
Yeah. I remember my dad being like, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to make you go to school. So, yeah. And then I walked to Lakeside Park. I slipped and fell and was like, I want to go home and I'm not going outside again.
Fair enough. And I just remember because, one of my... Pat of all the fucking people was like, I went to school. We watched Finding Nemo because there's only like 40 kids that ended up going. And I'm like, wow.
Bravo.
I'm so proud that you have a mom that can drive you.
Mm-hmm. I remember the time I built a snowman, it was when it snowed on Easter. That's what I remember. We did it in the front yard. It was a little gimpy snowman, so it wasn't much. It looked like the Bart Simpson snowman when in the March Be Not Proud Christmas episode.
I remember we made a decent one, but because like me and the neighbor kids.
Yeah.
Because I'm right outside that one school, outside of the school, and we just went into there because there was a lot more snow to work with.
Yeah.
So we made a snowman.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you like the snow?
Not really.
Really? You don't like it?
I like it in bits and pieces. I don't think I would like it if I had to deal like with a whole month of it.
I want to live that way, so bye, Sam.
I would try it. I might be wrong.
No, you don't like it. You're saying it so we don't leave.
No, I'm literally like, I don't know, because I've only had it for...
We in the royal sense. We.
No, I'm literally saying, like, I don't know. I've only had, like, one day of it.
Yeah.
And it's not like we were very well prepared for it.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be different if I was better prepared.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the snow. I would love to live in it. Maybe it's because I don't drive also, so it's like I don't have that fear of driving in the snow also.
Driving is trippy.
Yeah.
Because, like, the way it's so slow.
Yeah,
and, like,
I know. Because what's it called? When it snowed back in, like, 12, it was when I was taking care of Dr. Singh's place. My mom dropped me off there in her red SUV. Thank God she was in her SUV at that point. And it was at, like, nighttime. It was, like, really crazy having the snow come at you, like, in the dark like that. And especially out there in, like, it was in the, dark out there. We've driven out there.
It's, like, dark.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because I've driven... I remember it was after, like, New Year's one year that I was, like, over at your mom's house with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove home and, like, the snow... Because it's not, like, rain that just comes down. It, like, does this whole
flutter,
like,
yeah.
And it's... Yeah. And that's not too... And that's not even getting on, because we don't really get icy roads.
Yeah, no.
So that's the other thing that I'm worried about as someone who drives, is, like, icy road shit.
Just take it slow. Take it slow. But other people are assholes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the problem is usually not just me.
So I guess this answers my next question of, would you move to the Arctic Circle?
Again, I would try it, like...
No, you wouldn't. You'd get out there for 1 minute and be like, nah, this is too cold, bye.
No, it's literally like, I would try it. Like, if somebody paid me a bunch of money to move to Alaska for a job...
No, you get paid for living there anyways.
Yeah.
You get a stipend check, it's okay.
For them to drill the shit out of it?
Yeah, for destroying this land.
Fuck you, oil companies.
Do you have a favorite snowman in popular culture? I can answer this for you, Sam. Olaf.
No, that's yours.
I love Olaf. Little shithead. I've been impaled. I'm trying to think of all the fictional snowmen. You got Frosty. You got Olaf. You got characters who are snowmen, like become snowmen, like on pins and stuff, like Mickey and shit.
Like, those are cute.
Those are always cute. I can't. Jack Frost. The other Jack Frost.
Vanilla Ice. Vanillite. Pokemon.
Yeah, nah. I can't personally think I can name a favorite snowman, in all honesty.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah. Snowmen suck.
I'm not a big Frosty person either.
Frosty can suck my frosty balls. Happy birthday, motherfucker, and I punch his head off. I pinch his hat. I steal his hat. It's my hat now, motherfucker. I'm going through my top hat phase again. Alright, that's all and final question, which, in all honesty, we kind of already said... Did R.L. Stine write this? Do you think R.L. Stine wrote Beware the Snowman?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. Do you have your reasons why?
My reason is it's very atmospheric. Like, it does a good job with atmosphere, but it doesn't really do much else. Like, it doesn't really build with...
R.L. writes good atmosphere, though, sometimes.
I'm not saying he doesn't write good atmosphere. I feel like he does more with it, though, than besides, like, spooky vibes.
Fair enough. It wasn't even atmospheric spooky, though. It was just atmospheric natural.
Yeah.
Like, he was just really good at describing the whole snowy area, the snow plains of Sherpia and the ice cave.
Well, I do think there was a creepy part when she's walking around at night and it's, like, all there are the snowmen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was decent, like, spooky. But yeah, I feel...
It's not the same spooky as Stine.
I feel like it's like a 10% chance he wrote it, because there's little bits and moments where I'm like, yeah, this kind of feels like Stine, but a lot of it does not feel like R.L. Stine. Also, there's no redheaded character. That's a big one right there. No redhead. Can't be Stine.
No, Jaclyn wasn't even a redhead, because she said she had dark hair.
Yep, she had dark hair, and Greta had white, Conrad had white, and the two kids had black hair.
Yep.
So. No redheads in this book, so that's a big red flag of no. Did Jaclyn ever fall on her hands and knees or fall? I mean, I guess she did slip a couple times.
Yeah.
That's one R.L. Stine. I don't know. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a Goosebump. And, like, it feels like a Goosebumps, but doesn't in that same way. It feels like a off-brand Goosebump, if you would. It feels like it was like one of the people who wrote like Chillers or something else like that wrote this and it was like, but they were trying to emulate R.L. Stine versus writing in their own style.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's why I would say 10% chance, because this ending feels like an R.L. Stein-ass ending. Because it's
can we go home now?
Yeah, that feels like an R.L. Stein line, and he's just like, I'm going to end it on this dumb joke.
Yeah. Kind
of disappointed it didn't end on, like, them trying to smother them or something. You know, do a good, grim, dark ending like he hasn't done in a while.
Yeah.
But whatever. Alright, Sam, what's your book report? What did you think of this one?
I thought overall it was not a great one.
Yeah, I agree.
It was not a great one. It just felt very... Like, there are times where I'm just kind of like, get on with it.
Uh-huh.
And Jaclyn is so dumb, not even in, like, the she's a kid, I get it kind of way, because we've had dumb kids before that were like, okay.
Yeah, Evan from the Monster Blood, he's a fun, dumb kid, but, like, she's definitely on the same path of, like, what's it called? Of a Samantha Bird in that kind of area of, like, this is not a fun, dumb kid.
This is a how did you live this long?
Yeah.
Naturally, without any supernatural stuff happening. It's not good in that way. The monster is it's so late in the game.
It's, yeah, and yet again...
it doesn't really build up to it.
It's yet again another Goosebumps where it's, like, late game monster. Like, chapter 28 is when we finally get the Snowman.
Yeah. Overall, not a really good one, regardless of who wrote it.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it 2 pissed off snowmen out of 5.
Good choice, good choice. This one is not very good, like we've been saying. Let's be honest, the idea isn't too bad, and there are some neat concepts here with the whole sorcerer parents and the isolated location of Sherpia. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think Sherpia is a great idea for a fucking horror novel. It's isolated, like she says from the beginning. She did not see a person for like a good 10 minutes when taking a walk. That feels so isolated and so like that's fear-inducing, you know? But it's just like, whatever. I'm just gonna waste it with being like spooky snowmen all over the place.
Spooky snowman. Spooky snowman.
Here you go. The biggest problem is that the plot is broken and filled with holes like Swiss cheese. It has potential to be a pretty strong bump, but it just doesn't cut it. I give Beware the Snowman 2 melted puddles out of 5.
Yeah, so same page of...
Yeah, it's not, at least it's not a 1 out of 5, but it definitely has at least a fun, interesting monster with the snowman and then the giant purple monster that is actually underneath. And it has a decent concept with the whole sorcerers and just that location. It feels wasted though. It just feels like wasted and has definitely a lot of potential to be a really cool book.
Well, like, my question is, they don't really address it, because they're like, oh, the villagers, and we've only seen, like, the 2 kids.
Yeah, and Conrad.
And I'm like, is it completely empty, or is it just...
Like, I think a really cool concept to fix this is, like, oh, the snowman is a real thing up there. We have to send somebody up there to appease the snowman, like, as a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Do something like that, and then Jaclyn's the next one to be sacrificed. Like, it's like a town that runs a lottery kind of thing.
It does the lottery.
Exactly, of like, you're the next one, you're new here, but you got drawn, you must go up there. You know, do something like that. And make us actually fear this snowman
or
versus...
like that's what happens when you break a rule, even if it seems innocuous.
Yeah.
Innocuous or something.
Like, there's no... Like, this whole isolated and out there area should have been explored more.
Because you can get real weird and creepy with a small town in the
Exactly.
middle of nowhere.
Make it like a fucking Dark Falls from Welcome to Dead House. Make it feel isolated and, like, very out there, where all these people are trying to kill you, you know? Instead of like there's no one around. Okay. Let's not explore that at all.
Are they just inside because it's cold? Is it like... Because I would have thought they would have even like seen a pastor or something like that in the church.
Yeah, there wasn't even anybody at the church. They reference the pastor, but you don't see the pastor.
Yeah. And I'm not expecting him to be a big character, but even like when they talked about like... It wasn't Dead House. It was it Ghost Next Door? Where they'll mention the other characters. They'll be like, this person's ice cream shop, and it's these kids.
Yeah, that was Ghost House. Or Ghost Next Door, Ghost House.
But yeah, Ghost Next Door has, like... You can tell there's a town that's lived in, and they have the whole, like...
This place does not feel lived in, and it definitely suffers from that.
And it doesn't feel like Silent Hill creepy, either, where it's like the... Oh,
like,
where is everybody?
Maybe if the snow... Like, you know what would also work is, like, oh, maybe the snowman at night, like, maybe, like, she sees the snowman outside, and then, like, when she wakes up in the morning, the snowman's, like, up to her window like this, like, trying to look in on her. You know, do something like that with the actual snowman in the village.
Have them move, have them...
Yeah, because maybe that would have been a cooler concept than the whole sorcerer thing of, like, the snowmen come out at night, kind of like a Attack of the Lawn Gnomes, a Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes style situation, also where they only come out at night and shit.
Also, it nodded at me.
Oh, its head fell off. Oh, it was just the wind. God damn it.
That'd have to be a pretty strong wind, too.
I mean, hey, Arctic breeze.
Yeah. I'm just saying for her not to notice, like, that's what made its head move.
I mean, why would you name a flavor of Powerade after it if it wasn't powerful?
Yeah.
Hey, that's it for this episode of Drunken Book Club. Thank you so much for joining us this week. If you enjoyed what you heard, make sure you like, subscribe, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/drunkenbookclub for $1 a month. You can get all these episodes up early. You get my show notes. For the dollar people, you get the unedited episodes. Like, I release that immediately. As soon as we're done recording this, I almost immediately put it up, or at least the next day. You get to hear all the filthy, dumb stuff that we shouldn't be saying anyways.
And all the gross body noises.
Yes, a lot of gross body noises. And, yeah, I was about to say, it's free to join, but if you join the what's it called? It's $1 to join, but it's free to join as well, and with the people who join for free, you get everything a week later, which, hey, whatever. Except for stuff that is restricted to, like, Rough Draft is what's it called? Dollar restricted, though. So there you go.
So if you want to hear all the stuff that we were not supposed to say.
And technically the episode early as possible. Like, that is the earliest you can get this episode. This will go up this will come up 2 weeks before it's supposed to be. Alright, thank you again for joining us. And also, if you have any thoughts on Beware the Snowman, I kind of want to hear about them. Join the discussion at Blue Sky or Twitter.com. Just, put your thoughts down below. I'm curious what you guys think of this one. Maybe you think it's a classic. Maybe you think it's hot garbage like we do. I kind of want to know. Because this one's kind of one of those ones that I don't know what people think of. It's definitely in that, oh yeah, this was a Goosebumps book I remember seeing, but I don't remember reading.
Yeah, it's not like The Haunted Mask, or even Night of the Living Dummy.
It's different. I would almost say it's kind of like Vampire Breath or Werewolf Skin, where it's like, oh, that's a cool cover. I remember it being kind of like a monster cover, but I don't remember what's in this one at all.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it for this week. Let's Snowman out of here.
It's cold.
I'm cold.